Hello, hello. So, as you can see, we finally have an anti-roll bar in the front. Who would have thought? Now, I'm just preparing something to explain how it works, and there's a way to make it a little bit stiffer. So, bear with me here, just so I put everything together that we need. Hello. This, and yeah, we need these. Helion. Who would have thought? I would never. I mean, you remember when we said that there's no room for an anti-roll bar and the links and everything, but suddenly we have both. Okay, let's take these, and we need 1, 2, 3, 4 studs. Okay. Well, the plan tonight is to finish the front anti-roll bar, make the rear anti-roll bar, and then we start with bodywork. So, well, let's crack on. So what I did here now is I want to experiment about the stiffness of the anti-roll bar. Let me just put this together quickly so I can explain what the problem. It's not a problem, but what the gist of what I'm trying to make is. So okay. So yeah, the rear anti-roll bar is a piece of cake. The rear anti-roll bar is really, I don't know. I would prefer to have the gearbox done. I mean the gearbox, the bodywork done first before doing this. But I don't know if you guys feel more comfortable watching us develop a gearbox, then we can start on the gearbox today. No problem. That's also a valid uh, proposition. Okay. This. Like this. Yeah, it will be its own module. Absolutely. But, you know, uh, Leon probably meant that while we're doing everything else mechanically, we should do the gearbox first. But I don't know. My problem is that every time I build the mechanics and everything so that everything works, I suddenly lose interest in the bodywork. Of course, that's not gonna happen in this stream, but you know. CVDs. What are CVDs? Anyway, let me explain what we're doing here. So, there's two possibilities for the anti-roll bar. What you see here, the straight anti-roll bar, and what most cars have, the anti-roll bar that has a you see this kind of kink in it. The idea here is that more torsion kinda is transferred through this kink. So it's basically increases the torsion. But I'm going to put this to the test by building two identical versions of this and see which one feels stiffer. Why would I turn the CV joints 90 degrees? They are perfectly reliable as they are. Well, please explain. What do you mean? I don't get it because this is perfectly reliable. There's nothing wrong with it. It cannot be any other way. And you see, what we have here. So first of all, this guy here is connected with a blue pin. Okay, so it can pivot here, and then there's the CV. So this provides the kink to the inside, and then the CV shaft here allows this axle here to slide inside of it. So this sliding compensates, as you can see, it compensates for the wheel moving up and down. And this is really sturdy. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. The only problem is that this is not as sturdy as it should be. So, but this is not something we are going to worry about today. That's not a problem. We just want to see which version of the anti-roll bar is stiffer. This guy or what I have in my hand. So I'm just gonna build this version as well so I can compare. And maybe I could use these guys to just so that it's even stiffer. I couldn't sleep, and I was just thinking, what part would be the right one to fulfill this. And I was just playing around, and it's perfect. I mean, the clearance is perfect, everything. I mean, it couldn't be any better. Yeah, nothing major is going to happen here, so baby first. Okay, so let me now just try and come on. Let me move you a little bit closer. Okay. So, the anti-roll bar. So, I'm trying just with my hands to see what's happening. So, imagine this wheel here on my left side is the the inside wheel. So this wheel is not compressing, and the outside wheel, of course, is bearing all of the brunt of the car's weight when the car is cornering. So it's doing this. Okay. This feels pretty strong. Okay. Now let's see what the other anti-roll bar says. I need more axles. Yeah, I think we should keep it in red. I like red. But I don't have these guys in red. Don't even know if they exist in red. Okay, now let's see if this is sturdier. I'm just trying to get a feel which guys bent the least. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, let's try another version. Let's try version. These guys. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I want to eliminate as much torsion as possible. Yeah, we can go without that. So okay, this is okay. You see, some torsion happens here as well. So even if this is perfectly stiff, the torsion happens here. So, but we cannot really eliminate everything. So yeah, this is pretty stiff. Okay. Yeah, we're not that scientific here, so okay. This is pretty stiff. We could even try to change this guy. Our white friend here. Oh, come on. It's always at the bottom. Okay. Let's see what happens if we do this. Okay. Again, most of the torsion is happening here. And let's try this guy. Oh yeah, this is by far the stiffest. Yeah, this is the stiffest version. Let me try them back to back. Yeah, but we're doing, we're doing this very unscientifically. I'm just going by feel. Okay, once more. Hmm. Well, okay, this one is definitely out. This is not good. But these two are almost equal. I mean, I cannot distinguish between them, so we're going with this one. I like it most. And so lol. How can this happen? Okay. See how easily it pops out. Okay. I put this together very quickly, so it's not very, it wasn't very sturdy. So now it's the perfect opportunity to change it to better parts. Okay. So I want everything to be as stiff as humanly possible. I mean, as stiff as Lego bricks allow me. So, oh my god, this is so... This is very, very soft. Okay, now let's install the anti-roll and see what kind of difference this makes. Oh. Okay. Oh my god, this is quite a difference. I can feel it. You can also see how the force transmits to the other side. You can see how this is being affected. So the load definitely is spread to the other side. Definitely. Maybe, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. This fucking works. So nothing is felt here, of course, because the anti-roll bar is not working here. Because both wheels are moving. But now when one wheel is not moving, and it's fully extended, and the other one is moving, then the anti-roll bar does its work. So torsion is happening here. So basically, one wheel has the torsion bar here. So this is our main spring, and then it gets an additional spring in the corner via this. So it has two springs. That's the main idea of the anti-roll bar, to add another spring to the side of the car that is on the outside in the corner. So with the increased load of the body on it. So I think this is perfect. We have now in the front suspension, we have everything sorted. We have the tension links that make sure that our wheel is in place. We have the anti-roll bar. We have the steering geometry all sorted out. We have the springs. I think we're done here, at least for now. Now let's do the rear. In the rear, I noticed a few things. So first, when I played with the car a little bit, I noticed, you see, we have slack here, and since I don't get any slack here in the rear, with these bars, the slack here is caused by the bars. There's really, wait, no, oh my god, you can see here. Okay, no, the slack is not caused by the bars. What is the slack caused by? Okay. The possibility is that the slack is caused by the fact that we have in here a two black pins with a bar through them. So this is not it's not the perfect mounting point for the front of the leaf. So we are going to re-engineer this part so that we don't get this movement, because this movement is fucking annoying. When you drive the car, you can constantly hear squeaking and stuff like here, and this is this is not acceptable. So we re-engineer this first, and then we make the anti-roll bar in the rear, and then we're done here. And then we can move to the gearbox if you want, no problem. So again, marvel at the ease of how we remove the rear suspension. Poof, and it's gone. So I dare Lego to make a suspension setup that is that easy to remove. So we need to take this stuff out. Okay. Ah, yes. We did good. We did good. Why would I add shock absorbers to the leaf springs? It's not unnecessary. They are stiff enough. Shock absorbers are completely unnecessary. And I mean completely. There's nothing for them to be done here. Okay, so we want, just like in the rear, we want the mounts to be like this. So instead of the two pins connected with a black bar, we want the blue pin that goes through it, because this provides enough pressure against the leaf so that the bar then holds everything in place. Hey, Fang. Yeah, challenge not accepted. Yeah, that would be basically what Lego would do. Yeah, exactly. Challenge not accepted. Precisely. Okay. We can now do 1, 2. Oh, come on. I could, but they would really do nothing, because their shock absorbing potential is basically 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's perfect. So we have one here. Okay. What's it like on the other side? Okay. Okay. Okay, we can do this a lot cleaner. Okay. We can do this cleaner, and we will. Again, making things a little cleaner while we go along. Okay, so basically we install this and this. Ah, yes. Wait. This is fully inside. Ah, okay. No. The. Oh, okay. Okay. My fault. Sorry. Like this. Then. Okay. We have to use this guy. I don't know. I don't really like pneumatics in steering setups. In suspension setups. Sorry. Not a huge fan. So okay, this looks good. Wow. Come on. Okay. Well, it's the best performing. It's the best performing, but I don't know if it's the best. The problem is that that engine had so many modified parts that it's really hard to replicate. And I'm sure that we can build something equally good that is less complicated. Okay, so how good is our part? Well, I'm not entirely happy with this because it relies only on the axle, and you know that I don't like axles for structural parts at all, if I can possibly avoid it. So what could we do differently here? We need this to be open so that this guy can go through, but we also cannot have a pin here because we need this guy. Yeah, that's why we are doing this. We are using just Lego parts because that's the challenge. It's easy to modify. Yeah, there we go. See? No more wobbling. That solved it. That solved it. That's good. Now we have to just see how to make this a little bit sturdier. You mean these? I use those for years. Those are actually quite old parts and abundant everywhere. There's 10 of these in every V8 I make, so how could we do this better? Good question. This part definitely needs to be slightly re-engineered because I'm not happy with it. But this corner here, this is bothering me really much because you see everything hinges on it. Let me check. Okay, that's long enough. What we could do here is we could put in one of these, make it slightly stronger. That's what we could do. That's what we could do, and that's what we should do, I think. We should do this. Oh, come on. Okay, let's see how we are going to pull this off. So we are reverting to our good friend, the red lift arm here, the red axle here, and now we can have this guy here, like this, and we have this guy here, and another axle here, and now we need to have a blue pin here. Okay, this should work. The struggle. There we go. Okay. Now this is nice. Yeah, this is cool. So our attachment still goes through. That's perfect. I mean, at this point we can do this as well. So we can put the pin inside. There we go. And have this go through the pin. Makes it even better. So let's replicate this on the other side. Since now we don't have to engineer it, we just have to replicate it. going to be quicker. And then we can do the anti-roll bar in the rear. Very nice. Moving quickly along. Come on. Go apart, please. Thank you. Okay. The good thing about rebuilding stuff is that when we are doing the rebuilding, we know exactly what we want. Integral, please write in Latin letters and in English, because we do not understand you. I do not speak Cyrillic, Russian or whatever language you're writing in. So please keep to limit yourself to English if you can. Okay, that's correct. That's also correct. Ah, come on. I hate it when this happens. Just a small edge on the pin, not allowing you to push it fully inwards. Okay, what's the problem now? What's the problem? Why are we not going in? Ah, that's the problem. Okay. That's the problem. Okay. Okay. Where are you from, Integral? Are you from Russia or some other country? Okay. I think this looks fine. Much cleaner than before. Still potential to do cleaner, which we will, but not right now. Right now I'm interested only in this. If we finally have a rear axle without slack. Yeah, no problem. No problem. We'll figure something out. We'll try to understand each other. That has never been an issue. Okay. Okay. Ah. Camera mount dislodged itself. Okay. Okay. Oh, great. No more slack. Because when I was playing around with it, oh yes, look at that. The rear axle is not making any weird noises anymore. And I can really feel the effects of the front anti-roll bar on the steering. That's really nice. Excellent. Okay. rear anti-roll bar. And then we move to the gearbox. This is the new type differential. You can find it in the Top Gear rally car. I like it. That's my favorite differential ever. From now on I'm using just this one. No other differential. This is the perfect differential for basically any model. Whatever you want to do, if it's the central differential for all-wheel drive, front diff, rear diff, doesn't matter. This is it. Any other differential does not exist for me anymore. This is perfect. Okay, the gist of the rear anti-roll bar. Let's just mock up something very quickly. Okay, let's use this guy. Maybe we can do it really crudely. So there's a few possibilities as far as I checked on the internet. Basically, you mount the ends of the anti-roll bar on the rear axle and two ends on the chassis somewhere. And then the twisting of the rear axle is going to twist the anti-roll bar, and yeah, basically it sits somewhere here, and then the front links go to the chassis, and then, you know, it does its things. I don't know if I've seen the two-stud wire differential. I wish I did, because at one point I needed something like that. However, usually things that are so narrow are not very good for applications like this, where you need to transfer a lot of power to the wheels. No, actually, I do not plan to make a model of a Russian car in the future. I'm just not into Russian cars. Okay, so we can have it like this. Okay, it goes to the back. Whew, where would we mount this? Oh, it's 3D printed. Okay, well, that settles it then. Well, then it's not Lego. So I'm really not interested anymore. So we could. Efferman's differential is 3D printed. Okay, we could do it like this. We can mount this axle here on the differential, and these guys would be mounted down here on the frame rail. Yep, this is pretty much how we should do it. We can do it even wider. Let's see how wide is this. Yeah, I see a perfect mounting point for the link. Yep, that's our anti-roll bar right there. So okay. Okay, but we need to mount it stiffly. Okay, that's going to be a challenge. Or is it? Okay, we can mount it like this, like this. Well, the chargers with the RT package do have a rear anti-roll bar. So why not do it? I mean, it's when we build stuff like that, we want it all. So why not? No, I'm not from Germany. I'm from Slovenia. Okay. Okay, we're going to do it like this. Okay. Like this. And this guy is going to the back. Yes. Perfect. Perfect. Well, Slovenia is part of former Yugoslavia, if you know Yugoslavia. We were not part of the Iron Curtain. We were that country that defied the Soviet Union. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, very simple. Our modular differential case is now of good use. Okay. What we need, how much do we need? Oh yeah, we need four studs here. We need 4 studs here. So we're doing it like this and this. Now our anti-roll bar can go back into its position. Come on. And like this. There we go. And the two links. There we go. Perfect. See? And it does provide torsion. It does provide torsion. We could use the shorter ones, but we won't. Because I don't have black pieces. And since the car is in development, I'm going to order all of the pieces in black once I know exactly what pieces I'm having in the car. Okay, so we need how long links do we need actually? We need oh look 5 stud long links are enough. Perfect. Perfect. Christian, where from Slovenia are you? I'm from Maribor. There we go. So we have springiness. We have our anti-roll bar. I'm not sure if I like how this looks from underneath, but well, let's see. So this is the anti-rollbar links. Go, of course, clear the axle, and then connect to these links. Come on, these links, and these links are basically just to keep it up, and they provide the point where it can lean on, basically. I don't know. Yeah, it looks okay. Makes the rear axle look beefier. I like it. It's not that bad. Doesn't affect the softness, which, if you want it or not, the rear axle is soft enough, but it reduces, should reduce body roll. I don't know if there's any noticeable effect, but you know, we have an anti-roll bar in the front and the rear. That's important. So this is quite sturdy. I have no complaints. I have no complaints. So we have leaf springs in the rear, torsion bars in the front, and we haven't used a single Lego shock absorber yet. We will, of course, for locking mechanisms for the doors, for the hood, and all the other stuff, because I hate using rubber bands. That's, I don't know. Rubber bands degrade over time, and that's why I don't like them. And the feel of shock absorbers with springs is better. Well, it could be. I speak German fluently, so if he doesn't know, if he doesn't know English, maybe we can speak in German. Doesn't matter. Okay, so let's toss this guy aside right now. We don't need it. And let's get out some gears, since this is what you guys would like. And I'm fine with that. Okay, so this is something I basically replicated the. No, I don't. We probably will have to use these guys, the rattle belts, in the engine for the valves, but you know, we'll see. I try to avoid them as much as possible. Eugenio, I'm from Slovenia, in Europe. Okay, so this is the Land Rover gearbox, basically. Part of it, the rear part with the shifting mechanism and all the jazz. Of course, it's way too big. I don't like this at all. So our gearbox is going to have 3 gears. If we have a reverse, I don't know, but 3 forward gears are what we are aiming for. Reverse is really optional. And since we are going to make it remote controlled, that's a moot option, because the engine itself can be reversed, because it's going to be an electric motor, so that's really unnecessary, and it complicates stuff too much. So let's disassemble this guy, because it's completely useless, and see what we can do. So lengthwise, our gearbox is not limited, but the profile. So if we cut the gearbox at any given length, cannot be larger than this. This is what we need to fit our gearbox in. So if we just for a moment, come on. Just for a moment, take a look at the size constraints that we have here. So our gearbox can be, well, one stud narrower, actually two studs. Oh yeah, it's 5 times 5. So these frames are 5 times 7, and our gearbox can be like this. 5 times 5. This is our constraint. So this is what we can realistically fit in here. Of course, that we can tweak the upper parts a little bit, but we do not have a lot of scope because of the steering here, and this frame I would keep it unless there's something weird. But we can have gears pop out higher than this on the top end, so that wouldn't be a problem because there's of course holes. So I mean, if a gear has to stick out like this, it can. That's allowed, and on the bottom as well. So if we have the side view, for example, like this, in the extreme ends, we can have we can allow us gears to be out of the 5 stud limit. So come on, let's get you out. Yeah, but when we have the electric motor, we're not really having a gearbox. The gearbox is just for the fake engine. Electric motor does not need a gearbox, so we're not gonna have it. Okay, can someone post the link to Saria's 3-speed gearbox, just so we can see if this is something we could use or use as a basis for our gearbox. Meanwhile, I'm disassembling some stuff here. I made many gearboxes. It all depends on the size of your size constraints. You can have 6-speed gearboxes, and I don't know. I mean, the thing is, I would like the gearbox to be realistic, so I'm using realistic gears. Okay, so then let's go look at some gearboxes. What else do we need? 2 of these. Okay, let's see. We can have on one side, we can have this pyramid, and what meshes with that. Oh, but you can hear me. Okay. Somehow, if I browse the internet while doing the stream, it kind of lags. Yeah. Okay. So good that we're all back. So let's see. When we try to use a pyramid like that. Okay. So here we would run into a big problem. We would have to use small gear. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Yes. Okay. So this would be our pyramid. Here, the second gear would be 1-to-1, which is not very realistic, I have to admit. But we get a relatively mild spread of gears, so it's the jumps are not that big. And well, this could be what you're looking for. Okay, but we're going to do our own, so doesn't matter. I'll look at them after the stream. So this is one options. Yeah, well, but this is my style. I don't like gearboxes that are overly complicated. No. You see, if you know how the Osprey works, the the model that was cancelled, the 12 tooth gears are completely useless for any kind of gearbox. I never ever use them for anything other than rack and pinion steering. The only use for the 8-tooth gearbox is rack and pinion steering, and like we have in the torsion bar suspension. But these are extreme cases. In a gearbox, 8-tooth gears are out. They are not important. Well, we are going to switch gears, of course, with these. Since we are going to have a lever to switch gears, we are going to each the lever is going to have 3 distinct clicks, which will correspond to this. But there is going to be a gear reduction in this, so that the movement of the lever is not exactly 90 degrees here, but the movement of the lever is, I don't know, you move the lever by a little bit and this turns 90 degrees. So, something like that. But that's not the problem right now. Right now, I think we should go ahead and do this. This pyramid is quite okay in terms of gearing, I think. So, yeah. What I like to do is, like in a real car, you see, you have the axle here can spin freely on one shaft of the gearbox, and then all the other gears are fixed on the other shaft. So when you turn this, see, every gear can turn freely. Yeah, we're going to use a stepper mechanism, but the stepper mechanism is going to be geared up, so only a small movement of the lever produces a large movement in the stepper mechanism. So, okay, this is fine. Now let's see how we are doing the gearbox itself. I think lengthwise we should not have a problem. So I'm not going to worry too much about the length of the thing. But there might be a packaging problem, but we'll get to it when we can. I mean, when the time is right for it. No, I didn't sell my Challenger. I just dismantled it. So, we need to make ourselves a contraption now, because the meshing could be a problem. But let's see. So this guy could be done like this. So this is 1, 2, too much. 4, 4. This, this, and then the exit shaft. No, this guy sits on the exit shaft, maybe like this. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the Challenger suspension that I made recently in, I don't know, there were some videos of it. It's way cooler and more accurate, but still needs improvement. No, we are not gaming for a reverse gear. Okay, let's see now how these guys mesh. We could actually just use 2 of them. So since we are going to have okay, yeah, this and this has to mesh, and yeah, okay, we have to mesh these guys. No, then I cannot use this. If I use the old gear change mechanism, I cannot use this. It would make it smaller, of course, because this would be 2 studs instead of 3 studs. But the problem is also with the old clutches. The old clutches don't fit into this. That's also the problem that I discovered. The old clutches are useless with these. Okay, so how do we mesh? How do we mesh this? Let's see. What are our options? Because this, of course, doesn't work. You cannot have it straight. So one axle is going to have to be offset in the gearbox, which is fine, which is what I've taken into account. But let's let's use this frame as reference. So the input shaft needs to be in the center, otherwise we are going to have problems with the gearbox, and on the gearbox side, or on the engine side, and the output shaft. The other shaft can be anywhere, doesn't matter, just as long as it's within the confines of the 5 studs. That's why I'm going to have this guy's mounted like this, just so I can check the clearance for this. So somewhere here it needs to be, somewhere here. Okay, what if this isn't going to go well? What if we maybe adjust our pyramid a little bit? And use this guy as the small gear, and and see what we can do then. Because I think if we do this, see, we can do this, and this is much better. This is much better, much smaller, and we should probably use this. Let's just see. Yeah, it should be fine. Clearance should be fine. Okay, so okay, these two mesh. So we have this guy. It has to mesh with the 16 tooth here. Okay, and of course we don't have the big gear on the idler, which is also nice. And this guy, let's just eyeball it. Where would the position be? So just off center, maybe. Let's see how much off center it would be. Oh, this much. This much. And I think, I hope, yeah, this clears it. Perfect. You see, our axle is going to be here on this side, and the gear changing mechanism can be on its side, like here. So it's perfect. We have enough room to fit everything into a 5x5 space, which is what we wanted. So now we have to construct this, and we're good. We just have to see where the idler, the other mechanism is going to be. So the gear changing mechanism, since this is very sensitive, it needs to be exactly 3 studs. These have to be within 3 studs, these two axles, in order for this to engage reliably. So let's see what we can do. So 3 studs from here, but this axle needs to remain. But this cannot interfere with this axle, but it has to be within 3 studs of this. So I guess it has to be somewhere here. So maybe this guy has to be half a stud offset probably. So let's say if we go from the other side, come on, okay. You never find the parts that you're looking for. Okay, let's just quickly check what the distance is. Maybe a little less. Who would have thought that this would be the problem? Okay. Further experimentation will be needed to see what the distance here, what the best distance here needs to be. So let's do the axles first. so the mounting point for the axles, and then we are going to worry about the gear changing shaft. So what would be the perfect way to construct this? I wonder. For now we're going to use just these guys. Yeah, I'm going to use these guys for now, just so we can put something together. 2 more. Okay, so these are our 3 gearbox plates. Now the decision, which shaft is going to be our idler shaft, and which shaft is going to be the one that has the fixed gears. Either the shaft that's going to be here, or the main shaft. And the decision, it's a good one. Basically, it's really not important. Or is it? Wait a minute. Okay. So, it actually is important. See, this shaft comes from the engine. And this shaft is holding all of the gears on the secondary shaft. Now we have a problem if we want to mesh this guy with this shaft, but we do not have a problem if we want to mesh this guy with this shaft. So all of the clutches are going to be on this shaft, because then we have absolutely 0 problems meshing those. So problem solved. So the input being on top, of course, and we have I don't know, we can, for just for if we need it, we can have something here. I don't know, this is probably going to be, we're going to change this, but you know, we can have something here. So the main shaft is going to be fixed. So coming from the gearbox, from the engine, we have yeah, now how the pyramid is constructed. Do we have which gear is first? I don't know. It depends on how this shaft is turning. So I don't know. We're going to build it like this, and then change it accordingly. Okay. Okay. Now we have this guy. Okay. Here we can have only these 2. The small one, of course, small one is going to mesh with the differential. Stupid me. Of course, like this. It has to be like this. And like this. No. The fixed shaft comes from the engine. And in real gearboxes, it varies. Usually, as far as I've seen, the clutches are on the shaft coming from the engine, not on the second shaft. Okay, meshing nicely. Now we need, okay, now we need this. I'm just going to use the 8-stud axle because I have no idea how long this is going to be. And then we need, come on, where is it? No, we can use, wait, use a gray one. Okay. Again, I'm going to use the long axle. Now, the careful observer will see, no, this is a Lego part. Now, ideally, I would prefer if this part of the differential would not exist. You know what I'm saying? Because here I can see potential problem of these gears separating, but we're going to live with it. But we're going to use another 3-stud connector, like this, and then we finish it with this. Okay. So this would be then our gear train, and then we can, you know, engage this. Yeah, both. We cannot engage both. Yeah, this one and then this one. Yeah. Okay, so here we need. Yeah, it's quite long, but it's not finished. So what we need here is now this shaft here. This shaft needs to end, and this shaft needs to transfer power from here to here. So there will be a third shaft here, and this is the shaft going to the rear wheels. This is how a normal gearbox would be done, but since we have size constraints, we're going to just, you know, it's just going to go here, because in the real car this would be centered as well. Oh, of course we forgot something. Of course we did. We are using these guys as CV joint or cardan joints going to the rear. So yeah. But no, yeah, the problem is that no, we have to have them in the center, so we have to have something here. But let's check with the car first. I'm going to install just a dummy axle here, just so we can have the perspective of how it's going to look. And then we're mounting this into the car to see what kind of size problems can we anticipate. So basically this would be all of the gears necessary. Now let's see. Why would I use the other end of the differential? I don't see the point. We have these. If I wanted to use this part for the gearbox, I could use this, but I want to use the 24 tooth. Okay, it's going to be mounted like this, I guess. And it's too big, of course. Why is it too big, you ask? Well, very simple. Because of this. Because of the differential. Of course, you see, we could use a self-made part. Which would make the gearbox a lot more compact. The problem only is that if we do this, then we no longer have a car with only non-modified parts. And I don't know. There's a good reason why I'm not doing this, because you see, how if I had the gear on the other axle, how would I then engage this? Because the 12 tooth gear does not come with a clutch. I cannot put a clutch on here. So there's really no yeah, this is just how do we call it? It's a prototype. We don't, at this point, we don't care about the order. Of course, we are going to have to change the order. Probably, I don't know. These two will have to be switched at the very least. So, or even the orientation of the gearbox will have to be switched. I don't know. But I'm not worrying about that. I'm worrying about packaging right now. And the problem is, if we use unmodified parts and we use it like this, then it's too long. The problem if we mesh 20 to 12 is that we have to use a 8 tooth gear here. Unless, I mean, let's see what our options are again. So you would mesh these two guys. And that's okay. The two stud clutches do not work with these. We cannot make them work with these, and the two stud clutches also don't work with these. The blue gear and the red gear, the new ones, they do not like to interact with the two-stud clutches, so they're out. And of course, we are building this with new Lego parts, so we don't really want vintage or discontinued parts in our car. That would make it just bigger. There's no use, and then we would have a big section of axle, and you know what axles like to do? Axles like to twist, and you see, we want all of the gears, if possible, to be here on at the edge of the support, so that we don't have, so that the gears are not allowed to skip. That would complicate everything too much if we tilt it. But here, if we, I don't know, if we try to mesh this, let's see, let's experiment. Maybe there's something I've overlooked. Okay, we try to mesh this too, these two. Okay, and we can mesh. We can mesh these. Okay, so, but that's just a two gear gearbox. And we can then use again the differential and an 8-tooth gear, but that's really useless. There's basically only 3 gears that have a clutch. So the 24 in the differential, this guy, and this guy. Ideally, Lego would come up with a 24 with a clutch like this. But you know, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I actually didn't expect this to be a problem. I thought that the differential would be, the gearbox wouldn't be as long. They are engaged at once. It's very simple. You see, every time this guy turns as well. And if you have, for example, if you have an axle like this, it's this cannot move. This is always engaged. So the turning the differential 180 degrees does not change anything. There's no point. There's no point. The length this would take up is the same. Whether I have the differential here or the differential here, either way, this guy needs to be here. So it's going to be 7 stud long no matter where I turn it. I don't know. I can. If we decide to have just a 2-speed gearbox, then we can have a reverse. We can have 2 speeds and reverse as well. If everybody is okay with that, we can have that. I'm fine with that. Okay, so let's do 2 plus reverse. Okay, so this guy's out. So we have the front part is staying as this, and we are converting this guy into a reverse mechanism. And the reverse can be, reverse can be a 1-to-1 ratio, so it doesn't matter. Daniel, we just discussed why we cannot do it. No, it's not going to have a pneumatic engine. It's going to have a fake engine that we are going to make as detailed as possible. And the remote control part is going to be made with electric motors. Yeah, so okay, reverse. Let's do the reverse. I must admit that I have not made a reverse in a gearbox like this before. So this is new ground for me. But really it shouldn't be too complicated. Come on. Yeah. Okay. So reverse. If we have our driving force here, so yeah, okay, driving force here, then we need basically to engage 3 gears. Here we engage only 2 gears, and in the reverse we need to engage 3 gears. So the 1 gear would be here, and then this gear would connect this gear with another gear. So one small gear will be ideally here in the middle. This is not exactly how it works in the real car, because the reverse is slightly different. If you put the car into reverse, you can hear some cracking if you don't do it right, because it's the reverse is actually not synchronized in cars. But it's just slid in because the idler gear is doesn't rotate with all the other gears. But of course, obviously we cannot do this here. Okay. I'm all ears for suggestions. It could, yeah. But not here. Obviously. Obviously, it could not. Of course, this creates the same gear ratio than we had before, which is useless. We can have this, but then we need another. Yeah, no, we cannot have that. We cannot have that. And if we place a gear, I don't know, here, the problem is that maybe here, maybe this guy could be here. Yeah, but there's absolutely no way to mount it. There's nowhere to sit. Yeah, but how, Christian? How do we mount this combination? like this. Oh, excellent. Excellent, of course. Now, the problem is, how do we engage this? How do we engage this? I don't know. It's basically impossible. That's the problem. So, basically, this is our gearbox. Oh yeah, we could do, no, can we do this? Yeah, this is not process. We cannot do this because then, I mean, ideally this would be, yeah, not if not even this is possible. No. Mm, we can have two shaft, but the problem is that where do you put the other selector shaft? There's no room. There's no room. I mean, there's no room. And I mean, if we have it like this, we can get rid of the selector shaft altogether and have just a simple lever. Then if we have just a 2-speed gearbox, we can have just a selector here. We don't need more. This would be very small and compact. Yeah, Leon, it's no problem having two shafts. That's a non-issue. The problem is, how do you then engage the two shafts? How do you operate them? That's a problem. Engaging two shafts is the difficult part. I can have a shaft here, no problem, and another shaft here, sure. But how do I then make the connection between them? There's really no room, and if we do some gears here in between, then we end up with a gearbox that's really as long as this. I mean, then we can have a 4-speed gear, a 3-speed gearbox outright. 2-speed is too easy. Yeah. Well, I'm all ears. Right now, I don't have an idea how to do this in this compact shape. Just let, I will just put these on just so we have an idea of the width that the gearbox can have. But you realize that the reverse is not going to really do anything. Okay, let's say that we do what Hakon suggested. So let's say we slow down or gear down one of the gears. How would we do that? I'm all ears. I like the idea, uh, but we need to find a way how to do it. So we would need, I don't know, we would need some gear combination that would recreate, I don't know, this meshing, or at least have the same effect. I don't know how to do it. If you do, please. Yeah, but we determined that the problem here with the differential is not the skipping gear part. That doesn't worry me. The problem is that the gearbox is too long. Huh? Let's assemble it again in the previous configuration. So you know what the issue is. Just as a refresher. Okay. So okay, the gearbox is this long already, and we need to do some other thing here. We need to bring this shaft on the same level as the input. So this shaft needs to come up here. So another set of gears is necessary to bring it here, so it's in the center. So even more, we're going to increase the length here even more. And now if we put it into the car, you can quickly see how long it is. This is our firewall, of course. One thing we could do, of course, is we could make the central the tunnel larger, so it's not 3 studs wide here, but it's 5 studs wide. That's a possibility. So what we could do is modify the body and have this part, so the entire the tunnel be 5 studs wide for the entire length. This is one possibility. Of course, as we look at the setup here, it's impossible. So we can have, at least in this setup, we can have the tunnel 5 studs wide up until this point. So we can lengthen it by 3 studs. And if we do this, we still have some room. Yeah, maybe we could do that. Maybe we could do that. Maybe we could lengthen the 5 stud area here. Why would Christian? Why would it hurt your soul to widen it? That's what I'm interested in, really. Why redo everything? There's not that much to redo. This is done in 10 minutes or less. And that's the whole point. This is all a prototype. That's why I haven't ordered these in black, because, you know, maybe at the end they won't even be there. I don't know. What's the consensus? Do we widen what do we widen the tunnel, or do we have a two-speed gearbox? I don't know. I'm on the fence here. What do you think? Exactly. So it's settled then. Okay, we widen the shaft, the tunnel. Okay. How did we engineer this? Oh, okay. I'm taking the roof out because that will allow us to see things much clearer and easier. Oh, for fuck's sake. Nonsense. Look, Ma, the roof. It wasn't that bad, really. Okay, so we put the black guys back together. See, that wasn't that bad. Yeah. Now we have enough room, and the 3-speed gearbox is go. Of course, we need to put everything back together now. These are no longer useful. Of course, we need some reinforcement here. Some kind of reinforcement, because you see right now we have another problem. But we're going to deal with this problem later. We're going to deal with it later. Yep, so do I. So do I. Okay. Now we can have this down like this. Even easier. Okay. And the roof goes back on. See, even the chassis itself is modular. Music is a problem because of copyright, and I do not want to deal with it. You can have music in the background at your home, but you know how people on the internet block your videos, demonetize them if you have just a hint of a song in your video. So no. Okay. Steering works. I think the solution is even better than before. Yeah, the car is at scale. I have made calculations. It's what scale? The scale. Scale is 1 to 8.4. That's our scale. 1 to 8.4. And the scale has been calculated with the wheels. So I searched on the internet how the dimensions of the wheels on the real car, and then when I determined the diameter of the dimensions of the wheels, I then scaled everything from the wheels on. Yeah, I mean, music. I like music, and I would love to play some music, but as soon as there's music in the stream, I can get DMCA takedown notices and all of that stuff that I simply do not want to deal with. Because it's not just the stream; it's the stream gets then uploaded to YouTube and can be viewed as a video. And videos, you know, you don't want that. If this was a Twitch stream, where the stream would be basically deleted after a few days, that would be fine, I guess. But here, I just don't want to deal with it. Okay, so the gearbox is go. So all we need here is now one gear set to get us from here to here, and then we're golden. And we can use, I don't know. Yeah, I guess we can have. So we're going from this and have another reduction like this. Yeah, okay. That's how we do it. L shape 2x4 in front of the back, 12 to the gear. Stop it, skipping. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, that could go, but I'm not concerned about that at the moment. That's really not an issue. Okay, so we can have maybe like this. Okay, so that would be then the final length of our gearbox. And it fits. Who would have thought? It fits. We have one stud poking, or two studs poking into the engine bay, and I don't know, this is probably going to limit the size of our engine slightly, but we're going to be fine. I mean, the engine bay is huge. It's long, but it'll do. Okay, so next thing that we need to address is what's the sequence of the gears? How do we shift from first to second? For this, I need to build this second shaft a little bit different, because like this it constantly falls apart, and this is of no use at all. Okay. It'll be fine. Okay. Okay, with another 3-stud axle here. I need a 3-stud with top. And what else do we need? We need another 2 studs, of course, 2 studs. Okay, then this. Okay, of course this axle now is going to be unpowered, so there's not going to be any gears connected to it, but that's not important right now. Of course. That's what I failed to account for. So it's this, then we can have it like that. This and this, and then this. Okay, of course in this case now we need this. Yeah, okay. These of course need to be at 90 degrees. Okay, and I'm pretty damn sure we are going to have to change the order of things on the fly. Okay. What the? Where did I? Okay, yeah, here. I did wrong. Okay. I'll just keep my options open so that I can put the plate off. Okay. And this one as well. Come on. So everything is sliding. Okay. So engine input comes here. So the first gear is the first gear. So this is our first gear. There. The car is in first gear. First gear engaged. Now, which one is our second gear? The second gear is this guy. So when I rotate the shaft in this direction, we are now in second gear. And another rotation. Yeah, see, a problem. This is our problem. Another rotation should put it into, yeah. So, another challenge. So we would need even one stud more clearance here, because we need to extend this. We need to extend this by one stud, so that this clutch can go somewhere. Otherwise, this isn't going to happen. The setup here is fine. So all the gears are set up in the correct sequence. So this is not a problem, but we need room for this guy to move. We need to give him some room, otherwise we cannot shift into third gear. What do you mean? Why would I put the red gear beside it? What good would it bring? In any case, I don't understand. If I put this gear here, then this guy needs to move 3 studs. In any case, we need 5 studs for every gear combination. I can put a bushing here, that's not a problem. But this means that the gearbox is going to be, in any case, 1 stud longer than it is now. There's no way around it. Yeah, already shifts in the right place, but it needs to be longer. Okay. Ah. Very essential part missing. So let's try again. Let's try this again. By the way, the bushing, this guy is actually colliding with the bushing. But let's just, for the sake of it. Okay, first gear engaged. First gear engaged. The other way. Second gear engaged. Third gear engaged. So everything goes as it should. Of course, we could always swap the gearbox around and then make I don't know, this guy turn in a different direction, but you know, this guy, yeah, I should use this one. Yeah, this is going to work. Oh, for fuck's sake, okay. Okay, once again. So first gear, second gear, and third gear. Yeah, that goes perfectly now. We could even have neutral, basically. So this here would be neutral. Why not? Ah, I see. This is a problem because you know it when we have the gear here, see, it engages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Okay. So basically, there we need to omit this entirely. Okay. So now when it's in third gear, in second. Wait, what's happening? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So basically, we don't need this gap. Okay, we don't need it. My fault, I guess. Since you see, we're going into first gear, then we go into second gear, and we go into third. Ah, wait. Something's not right. First gear, third gear. But we're doing it. Okay, we do need this gap. What the fuck? Why did I think? Okay. First gear, second gear, neutral. Okay. We probably need to turn this 90 degrees. 90 degrees, 180 degrees. So it goes into the different direction. So again, first gear, second gear. Yeah. See? There's a gap between first and second, and I don't want that. So yeah. Well, basically, we can move. Yeah, but we need. I mean, it's the length is going to be the same no matter how we move the gears inside of the gearbox. We could put reverse here, but we discussed how to do the reverse. I don't know. We need a third gear here somewhere, but there's no real fitment. It's not easy at all having a reverse. Not easy at all. But yeah, first and second need to be on the here. So first and second, and third is then its own thing. And yeah, so this is going to be the engine part. So this is at the engine, so that the first is really the first gear that engages. Then the second gear is going to be here, or rather, the third gear is going to be here, and second gear is going to be here. That's how we're going to do it. So this is second gear is here. We need to move it to the other side. Yeah. First, third, second. Exactly. Yeah, we don't want the gap. We do not want the gap. So this and this, okay? Now we have this guy. Here we have so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 her. That's what's missing. Okay. And getting late. So okay, and this guy. Okay. So engine input is here. Engine input comes in here. Do this. Then here we need just this guy. 90 degrees to the others. Then we need three studs. No, four studs, but yeah, doesn't really matter. Oh, come on, there's always a lack of 3-stud axles. So, like this, and this needs to be empty. Okay. Okay, let's shift again. So, first, no. Okay. First, second, third. There we go. First, second, third. First, second, third. First, second. Is it only me? Is it only me, or does this guy actually not go beyond this? Let's see. Okay, you guys like this. Just let me test my theory. Okay, once again. Ah, okay, that's the logical fallacy that I was experiencing. So we have first, second, and third. First, second, and third. First, second, third. Am I crazy or what? Well, the neutral is really optional. I don't really give a shit about the neutral. I want it to have the shortest length possible. Okay, yeah. So if we make it, we don't want to make it longer than necessary. And I don't really give a shit about neutral. It's unnecessary. So there's no unnecessary gap. This is where the engine connects directly to the gearbox. So no clutch. We don't need a clutch. And here in the back, we need to connect a few more things. Just let me check. Okay, so this guy, we need this. No, we don't need this. We need this. Then these come on like this. Come on. Okay. Okay. And we have this. And then the output shaft. Would help. Come on. Would help if this was 4 starts. Okay. This and then the output shaft. There we go. So that's actually the whole length of our gearbox. Let's again test how it fits into the car. There's exactly one problem with it. Okay, lengthwise we're fine. Lengthwise we're exactly how we want to be, but there's a problem, as it always is. Can you see what it is? Can you see what our problem is? Hint, it's this guy. So this guy is actually making contact with the border of our tunnel. So some re-engineering needs to take place. So in order to fit this, this would have to be the top. See? This would have to be on the top. And we need to shuffle the shafts around in the gearbox so that the idler shaft with the clutches is on top. And yeah, if we do that, we get all kinds of other problems. Yeah, but shifting the position of the shaft is not as simple as that. That's the problem. That's the problem. Yeah. That's the idea, to have the shaft with the clutches come from the engine. But as we had before, let's take this guy out. Okay, let's analyze what we can do. So this would help, because that's the biggest gear that comes from the engine. So height is not an issue. Height is not an issue. We can deal with the height. We have room there, but we don't have room on each side, because there's the torsion bars. So now we need to see how to have two shafts that engage this guy at the correct positions. So one shaft, that's the second shaft, shouldn't be a problem. We know exactly where it needs to be. It needs to be here. The problem, I think, is going to be the shifter. So the shaft with the clutches, the shifting knobs. So let's mock something up and see what the options are. So this is this shaft, and it has a clutch on it. At this point we don't care if it goes in or not. Okay. Then we have the second shaft, this guy, which engages with it. No problem here. But now we have the third shaft. Here is where the problem starts. Okay? So the third shaft does then not fully engage with this guy. That's the problem. This shaft cannot engage. Really goes on its side. So that's the problem. The third shaft is the problem. These guys are no problem. We could arrange them like this, and they would fit. No problem. Problem is engaging this guy. It would have to be closer. Have to be closer, but I don't know. Let's explore some options. Maybe it's not as black and white as I fear. Maybe there are options. This is not one of them. This is not one of them. Probably just needs to be closer in this direction. Yeah, it needs to be like just here. But it needs to clear this shaft. And it cannot be wider. This cannot be wider than 5 studs. So it needs to be just closer. By half a stud. It needs to move half a stud up. Half a stud up. Oh, for fuck's sake, fly, or whatever this is. It would need to be like here. So basically half a stud closer. How would we do that in a sensible manner? Okay, let's do it like this. So this is the center shaft. Okay, and then we have it like this. Just mocking up. So I just want to see if this is feasible or not. If it's not gonna waste our energy on it. If it is, we maybe have a winner. So let's see. Yeah, needs to be closer here. Ah, of course, silly me. Silly me. I don't know what I'm doing right now, so excuse me. I'm just being silly. Okay, so yeah, so this is no good because this shaft is too close. This is too close. I don't know. I need to sleep over it. And it's so late, I'm really not thinking straight anymore. I don't know. We are going to tackle this in the next stream. In the meantime, I'll try to think of something. And I encourage you to think of something as well. Maybe together we can come up with a solution. I mean, in the end, like with the anti-roll bar, I'm pretty sure we are going to arrive at a solution that is that's gonna do all of the things that we want. But the process of how we arrive to the solution is often it's not straightforward. Let's say this. The final product looks, oh yeah, sure, that's logical. But it's only logical when you're presented with it, not during the process of designing. The next stream is going to be, I don't know, probably not tomorrow. Tomorrow I will have to do some other things, but I guess on Monday we can have a stream on Monday. I will try to make pictures of what we have done today and upload them somewhere. Okay, now it's back together. And upload them to Dropbox and give you the links on the Facebook page and on Twitter. So you can just check everything here. If you're building along, you can then build your car along. If not, I'll see you in the next stream. Yeah, okay, on Monday. that's settled then. Anyway, see you in the next stream. And don't forget, I have a Patreon page. If you would like to support me, please consider it.